My next category is eyeshadow. So the first one that I have here is the NYX Butt Naked palette. Again, this one gives you 15 eyeshadows in the top section. They are very, very neutral, very, very basic. That is the way I like my eyeshadows. I don't normally wear like sort of intense fluoro bright colors. I prefer to be more neutral on the goldy bronze kind of shade. I think the eyeshadows are quite creamy. They blend really well. They last all day on the eyelid. I don't find them to be particularly chalky or have any problems like that. I quite like them for what they are. So the next thing for eyes that I have is the Maybelline 24-Hour Color Tattoos. I have quite a few of them. I've got 5 shades. I think some of them are double up, but I really quite like these ones. They're just a cream shadow. They work really well underneath colors to make them pop. And they work just as a great eye base. If you're running out the door and you don't have time to do an intense smoky eye, or you don't have time to spend really doing your eye makeup, these ones are just a great option. Literally just throw it over your eyelid, maybe blend it out with a bit of a brush, and you're out the door. The next product that I have for eyeshadow, I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about it, but it is the Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art. So it's one of these double-ended products. So you've got like a cream eyeshadow base like the Maybelline tattoo ones, and then like a glitter eyeliner that you can put all over the lid or actually use it as an eyeliner. That part for me is still taped. I don't really use that, but what I do like is the cream shadow part of it. It is just a really beautiful bronze color. It sits so well on the lid. It doesn't move for me. I normally prime under my lids anyway, so it just sort of helps to keep this in place. I don't find it has a lot of creasing, particularly when I set it with a shadow over the top. The next category that I have is eyeliner. I've got 3 options here. My absolute 100% all-time cult favorite, always have a brand new one of these ready to go when I run out of it, is the Maybelline Master Precise Eyeliner. It is one of the felt tip eyeliners, so it just has a very, very fine tip on the end of it. It is very easy to do a cat flick with this one. I do not find that this one leaves my eyelid during the day. It doesn't transfer up onto my eyebrow, as I have hooded eyelids, so that is quite a big issue for me with a lot of products. But this one just stays all day. I really like it. It's a nice high black pigment and it just looks really nice. It's very, very easy to use. If you are more confident with your eyeliner, you might want to try a liquid liner. I personally prefer felt tip liners over liquid liners because I make less mistakes. But this one from e.l.f. is a fantastic liner. It does not move. Once you get the hang of it, it doesn't move. This one is actually in a navy blue, so if you want to be a bit more experimental with your colour, this is a good option to get. But it basically is like this little pot with a brush, and you just do your eyeliner as you want to, and once this sets down, it will not move until you remove it with some sort of eye makeup remover. I really do like this one, and it is super cheap, so it's a good option as well. If you want to use more of a pencil rather than any form of liquid, I really like the Bourjois Paris waterproof eyeliner. This particular one is in Crazy About Brown. This particular one is just a very, very deep brown with a little bit of like sort of a shimmer through it, so it's a little bit more reflective. So I quite like putting this one in my waterline, which I've done today. My next category is eyebrows. If you have not done a lot with makeup before, you probably won't need to do too much to your eyebrows, particularly if you have never plucked them or shaped them or done anything to them. If you have very sparse eyebrows and you want to fill them in, this is more for what these products are. So the first product that I have that I use pretty much on a daily basis is the Face of Australia High Definition Brow Kit. It has a little tiny mirror in it, and it just comes with a light brown powder, a dark brown powder, and then a dark brown sort of setting gel. I don't use that, I only use the dark brown powder. When I want to set my eyebrows to keep them into place, I will use my next product, which is the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper. This one is a little bit too light of a shade for my current hair colour, but it still kind of works because I've got the dark powder on underneath. But this one kind of looks like mascara for your eyebrows, and once you want to put it on, this one has a couple of little tiny fibres, so it will help to make your eyebrows look a bit thicker. So once you've drawn on your eyebrows the way you want them and you've shaped it and you're happy with it, this will help to set it into place. So you just sort of brush it through your hairs, and it will just make sure everything sort of stays in place for you throughout the day. If you don't want to use a powder on your eyebrows because you're not used to them or you don't like the look of it, I really like the Rimmel eyebrow pencils. This one is very, very teeny because I've used it quite a fair bit. And this is in 02 Hazel. At the moment, this one's far too light for my current hair color. I really like this eyebrow pencil. It is a little bit stiff than some other ones that come a little bit more waxy. I don't mind stiff because it means you can draw on hairs if you need to, so you can actually make it look a little bit more realistic rather than just a block of color. The next category I have is mascara. I have really, really short eyelashes. I have a real problem with my lashes. I almost always wear fake lashes if I'm going somewhere. But in terms of mascara for the drugstore, I really like two particular ones that don't drop down onto my, like, sort of my cheek area here throughout the day. They don't kind of leak. The first one is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This one is a very, very popular one. It's almost a cult classic. It's just a very good mascara. This particular one is in black. It just has a curved brush that you can just sort of nestle right up against your eyelashes and sort of help to comb it through. And the other one that I have is another cult classic, really, is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, which is a very different brush to the other one. It's a very long and skinny brush, but it just does the job. It does everything it needs to do. It's just very, very good. I quite like that one as well. This one I prefer actually to use on my bottom lashes just because of the brush length, and because it's so small I don't get any sort of smudge marks or make any real mistakes with it. Which brings me to my next category, which is eyelashes. So if you have very short, sparse eyelashes like I do, then this might be something for you to try. It does take a little bit of fiddling, and you do need to practice with this, but once you get the hang of it, they look really pretty. I really quite like the look of them. So the first one I have is the Glam by Manicare eyelashes. This one is a set of two. I'm actually wearing one set of it today. It's just their 24 Miranda lashes. The other ones that I also really, really like, which are very popular but I don't have any at the moment, are the Ardell lashes. Any Ardell lashes work really good. I quite like their individuals as well if I want to do a specific look. The next category that I have is face powder. So I will use face powder to set everything once I've done everything and I want it to keep it in place before I use a spray to set everything down. Face powders just help to keep everything kind of crease free and stop it from moving around or breaking up or anything like that. If I want to do a technique called baking, which you've probably seen the photos of, it is where people pack powder really heavily on underneath their eyelid, like underneath their eyes, and in certain other places around their face where they don't want product to move, and it also adds a natural highlight. If I want to do something like that and be a little bit more intense with my makeup, I will go with the e.l.f. High Definition powder. This one is super, super finely milled. It is just a white translucent powder, and it just does the job. It keeps everything in place. It's got a little net there that I am tipping everywhere. The other product I have is another cult classic. It is the Rimmel Stay Matte. My one is extraordinarily dirty, extraordinarily loved. As you can see, I've hit well on that pan. But this is another good one just to dust all over your face to keep everything in place and make sure that it's not going to move throughout the day, particularly if you are in Australia and it is hot and sweaty AF. The next category that I have is lip liners. So I've only got one brand for this one. It is Essence. These are absolutely sensational lip liners. They are, I think they're about like $1 or maybe $1.50 each. They are so pigmented. They last all day on your actual lips. They help keep your lipstick from bleeding as they're supposed to do. You could just get these ones in a ton of different colors. They're so cheap. They are a little bit firm. These are not creamy lip liners, if that makes sense. They do glide onto your lips. They don't hurt, they don't tug, they don't do anything like that, but they are not what I would call really creamy. So in my eyes, that actually means they will stay better because they won't slip and slide. Once these do go on the lips, they don't come off even if you are eating and drinking. So I really like them for that. So they're my favorite option for lip liners. The next category I have is for your lips. So lipsticks. I have quite a few here, but they're from two different brands. So the first one that I will go through is the Revlon HD Matte Lip Color. These ones are not very old in their range. They came out I think in 2016, so they're not super new, they're not super old, but I really quite like these ones. They are matte, as the name would suggest. They have a range of colors and they stay all day on the lips. They have a really light vanilla-y type scent to them. They have some really nice beautiful shades in there, so I really quite like these ones as an option. I did do a blog post review on these ones, so I will link that down below, that has some up close swatches on them as well. And the other ones that I have is they're in mini forms, just because I find this is just fantastic when it comes to lip products. I almost never finish a lip product unless it's like a lip balm, so this for me is ideal. It is the Australis Mini Velour Lips Matte Lip Cream. So I have a ton of different colours here that I probably wouldn't normally wear, but they came in little travel kits, so it's okay. I forgive it. But it just means if you do need to be a little bit more dramatic, so it's like Halloween or you're going to a party or something, you've probably got a lip colour you can use. But these ones are just fantastic. Again, they are a matte one, so you can see I like my matte lips. They just glide on the lips really well. They're beautifully pigmented. They are not patchy at all, and they stay all day. They don't transfer a lot. They can transfer a little bit, but not too much. Sort of once you do the first transfer, then they kind of don't transfer anymore after that point. But I just really like them. They do have a very sweet scent to them, but it does go away once you do apply it to your lips. So if you do have a sensitivity to scents, then just be careful with these ones, because they are heavily scented in the tube. But once again, like I said, once you actually put them on your lips, then they're not too bad. And my final category is setting spray. I haven't tried a lot of setting spray from the drugstore, mainly because I have my favorites, including the MAC Prep and Prime and the Urban Decay setting spray. But I have tried the NYX Stay Matte Spray. I do not have one on me at the moment. I need to repurchase it. It is phenomenal if you need to keep everything staying nice and matte, particularly in summer, which is what I like to do with my makeup. Because I'm going to sweat anyway, I don't really find the point to make myself look dewy in the first place, because by the end of the day I'm going to be a greasy ball. So I prefer my matte products, and if I want to add a shine, then I'll just use some highlighter. So the NYX Stay Matte Spray is fantastic for that one. But that is everything for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you got some useful information out of it if you are looking to start a makeup collection. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments down below what your favourite drugstore products are, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.